First thing first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. We're doing some demonstrations on a new future technology we're working on for projection screen applications. Now, what makes it the future technology? Well, you're not stuck in the nonsense of traditional screens. You're not stuck in the dark, which you can see right here. We're in a fully lit environment, plenty of light in the environment, nice and bright, including a 12K LED light system that is actually wrapped around the inside of our screen behind our transparent screen we're using here. There's also AdTech that picked up at 50 lumens outside on a picked up at 50 lumens outside in direct sunlight. Well, actually, the screen was in the window, and we're shooting the projector through. But anyway, still, it was able to take the hit with no problem whatsoever and produce at 50 lumens, which is quite remarkable when you consider the fact that the one we had before was able to pick up at 52, which again, 52 versus 50, which is actually a huge, massive change. Also, too, it has excellent projector mapping capabilities, visual effects, interactive technology, submersible, which means you can submerge these screens underwater for other form of applications. As for watching it for movies, sports, and video games and everything, the screen's absolutely freaking insane. Now we have a gamer version coming out. We have an all-black version, which is a black tile system, which you can, or a large screen system that you can put beside, or larger tiles. You can put your projector behind your big bulky projector, give you more TV experience like. And because it has our Infinity 2 Infinity 2 contrast, you'll be able to use any projector will be able to produce at ultra contrast level with no problem. But these screens do so much more. Like I said, an advertising technology and TV technology all in one. That if the person has this advertised in their storefront, wherever they're advertising, when they get done, you can take your investment home with you and use it to watch movies off if you want to. So let's show you. We're doing some underwater with some fish swimming back and forth. Someone's got a nice camera in there, and I'll show you up close. You can see exactly how incredible this is going to look in your home. The best part about this whole thing is there's no expensive projectors required. It means you don't have to have a high-end expensive projector to do this. I'm going to pause this for a minute so you can see what we're sitting on. If I can figure out the cursor where the mouse is at. So we're on our Christie LW400 projector. Bring that back a little bit right there. That projector cost me, again, $50. That's it. That's all I paid for it on eBay. We're not using HDMI. We're using that VGA to HDMI port, showing that you don't have to use HDMI if you don't want to. So you get an older projector, doesn't have an HDMI port. You can put one of those adapters in the back of it. Now you have an HDMI port. And yes, they work with Fire Stick, gaming systems, all that stuff, the whole 9 yards. And with our technology, you're going to get that crystal clear image, which you can see right here. Now we have several bottles and behind the back of the screen to show you how transparent the surface is. And like I said, excuse me, this can be used for, well, look at that, moving past. This can be used for storefront advertising or home use. Like I said, if you got this in your store on display, you can take this home. You can actually use the screen too also. So it can be used for indoor or outdoor. It doesn't make a difference. And look how clean the image is on. It's up. Keep in mind, we are using, like I said, 720p in this demonstration. My projectors are wxga Christie LW400. And this is how incredible this thing is going to look in your storefront window, or if you bring it inside for advertising and you're in a mall, you have a business in a mall, you can use this inside with no problem. They're going to buy me an old phone. We'll just need it for media. and get one of those C chargers with the HDMI, and then I can plug that into the back of the projector, and I can run my feed right off of there. No problem. I can Bluetooth it right off my phone. And that's what I'm doing. It's so much easier. All right, let me see testing. Yep, here we got a smooth run, because before it's kind of choppy. Let's go in and grab something else. Doing some water demonstrations and some other stuff. Ooh. Now, I can't give you a date for when this is going to be available, because again, we're still waiting for our patents, trademark, copyrights, all that stuff to come back. Once all that comes back, then we'll have the screen available. We do have samples of the product. I got the door open. It's a huge, massive difference. Now it's cold. There we go. Picks up super bright white levels. White levels are tremendously high on here. It's just like TVs. So tile systems are coming from large, small, and the smaller tiles, which are the flex tiles, which are roughly about the size of these right here. These are the tiles right here. They're the smaller versions. Actually, those would be the samples. The smaller versions, we haven't decided yet. We're still working on that. Now, the reason why we call this our future technology, and for future technology for projection screens, is because, look, you don't have to do any of the stuff that you have to do with other projection screens. If you don't have contrast on your projector, then you're going to be forced to go out and buy projectors with heavier contrast, which is going to cost you more money. If you are worried about your lighting in your environment, that your screen's going to wash out because the lighting you have in there has to be in an ambient controlled environment. You have to be in a dark environment to get the screen to work. This is something you never have to worry about ever again. You can put your projection screen where you want to put it, not where you have to put it, where you want to put it at. You can use this ultra short throw compatible, which means with certified screens, you have to use a special screen because it's ultra short throw. No calibrating. The colors on this technology are absolutely magnificent, so you don't have to worry about any calibrating ever. Doesn't require expensive projectors. As I said before, we used it on a $50 eBay projector, so it didn't cost me a lot of money. And screens today require expensive projectors. The more money you spend for your projector, the better your image is going to push out. The more high your contrast level, the better your somewhat gray shades, because you're not picking up black, trust me. The darker your environment and basically more powerful the high lumens are, especially if you're using with ultra short throw at a short distance throw, you're guaranteed a better chance of being able to pull up an image. Well, I don't know in a fully lit environment, but somewhat of a decent image, color balance, but I don't even know how that's going to work either because they don't read correctly. So you have to go through so much just to get a projector you spend a lot of money for. When I'm using a projector of $50 and I can pull up in a commercial environment and with a halo system around the screen. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do some match and betters on our game versus everybody else. It's not because the people are talk, because we haven't heard much talking. Matter of fact, it's been extremely quiet. We just want to basically state, and when I went Google to see it, then they Google or social media, that when we state that we have the most powerful game, we do have the most powerful game. See, and this is what I talk about. That we get this all the time. So if I type in my PC, fully lit daytime or daylight or daytime projection screens, I get this every single time. Every time. I'll put it this way instead. This is not a daytime setup. So I go back, I'm going to go back to the thumbnail. This is the thumbnail I get. That's the thumbnail. Got a window open, got a screen there, even though you got lights over top. That's supposed to be a daytime setup. So let's see if we're actually going to see that. And already we start off in the dark. Already in the dark. You see how washed out that screen looks? That is absolutely horrible. Look at the image. Look how poorly. See those dark grays? How it's all washed out? That's supposed to be vivid. That's supposed to look like that. It's supposed to be sharp, crystal clear, vivid. That's dull and dirty. You see how clean that looks? Look at the food on there. Now look at that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we see in demonstrations all the time. And these are on some really high-end machines, but that's how horrible the image looks. Daylight screens are here. That is the most awfulest thing I've ever seen in mine. Look at the lights. Got these two little lights up here. That's not making anywhere behind the back of the screen. Keep in mind, I told you about lights being behind back of screens. It drives me nuts. If you're talking about having a daylight screen, a screen that has a powerful gain attached to it, your light should physically be inside the screen. The sad thing about the projector community is the fact that they feel that if an image shows up, it's considered passable. On our end, it's a fail. I can't even make out what this is. Is this a frog? I think it's a frog climbing up the side of a tree. I've seen this before. Matter of fact, I can pull that demonstration. I know the emblem on it. Let's get it over on our side. It's J&K 4K video demonstrations. That's what it is. J&K 4K demonstrations. All right, actually nailed that correctly. You usually have to fight for that one, most likely. I know what that demonstration is. It's right here. I'm going to pull it right over here. I'll show you exactly how badly that image is pulling. This is our image over here. And you see the bark? The bark has mold on it. It's a mold, some fungus on it. There's the frog passing through. Right there. That's what that's supposed to look like. Do you see the bark? On the tree? See the moss, the frog, the red eyes, everything? Now, look at it over here. It's completely washed out. That's because it's on a gray screen. And if it's on a black screen, it would still have an issue due to the fact that the screen would have an issue with being able to pull its white levels. But that's how badly this looks. That is not a good image. That is an absolute horrible, horrible image. And that's a TV. No, cheating. You can see the cheating that's going on in here. Number one, why is the window behind the screen? If you're going to show off, oh my goodness, this is the worst thing. I got to write to this guy at the end of the day and send some videos. First things first, if you're doing a demonstration and you're showing a window light, why is the screen blocking the entire window? It should be over here on the wall where the light can make contact with the window. What are we doing? Seriously, this is why we don't consider their stuff to be future. This is why customers are getting ripped off. This nonsense. This is supposed to be a daylight projection screen. He said is here. The image we have back here, and it doesn't. We have nothing to match in the thumbnail. So they're going past a TV. That's what they're trying to say. Their screen pulls the same thing as a TV. Newsflash: TV would be in a much brighter this. See my monitor we have here? My monitor is in a really bright environment. There's no way where on the TV is going to be an environment that dark. You see how dark it is in these corners back here? So you're matching the environment to the projector, not to the TV. If you put that projection screen in a real environment where TVs actually do operate, it wouldn't pick up at all, period. So I've seen people do this in demonstrations. They will darken the environment and say, hey, look, it's just like a TV. No, you have to have that in a fully lit environment. Oh my goodness, I don't even know how these people pass with these demonstrations. This is actually disgusting. I'm definitely going to reach out to them and have a nice little conversation. Send some videos of ad tech. You explain to me how that looks that bad. And the sad thing about it is people are so used to being in the dark that if you add just a little bit of light to the environment, they blow it up. They go, whoa, wait a minute, we got light in the environment, oh my God, because you're so used to having such poor technology. That's the sad thing about it. This thing is unbelievable. He's trying to match a TV, and he's in a super, look, right here in the corner, See right there? We got a little bit of light pushing on the corners. There's no lights behind the back of the screen. I told you about those tricks. Gee, that's awful. No, that's not. And it's the same thing. The ILEG projector is the one that complained about lights being 18 feet in the air. Now look at this right here. That's what I want to show you. Do you see how badly washed out that is? You'll look at that and say, oh, but that's a beautiful image. Because no, that's not supposed to look like that. Where's the detail? This projector is supposed to be a 4K projector. So where's the detail? It's a 3500 lumen projector, ultra short throw. And you mean the image looks that bad? I want a long throw at 720p. And that's my image right over there. As you can see all the detail. Everything. You know, the frog has individual markings under the belly, on the side of the belly. You can see the moss. You can see all the different, the structure and detail, and the tree it's climbing. And in here, you can barely make out the emblem. The emblem is right there on the side. Yeah, huge, massive difference. And on top of that, my lights are on the back of it. My lights are actually installed inside the screen, and it's transparent, which means it's picking up light back and forth. So my screen is transferring 10 times more light than this screen is transferring. Now, this is the TV. This is supposed to be the TV right here. You'll notice that the TV is picking up a much better image than the screen, because that's the TV right there, and that's the screen. There's no comparison there. Where's there any comparison there? And the image, again, washed out. If you're in an environment claiming to have light in the environment, and these are able to fire up with no problem, to give off this rounded light here and here, your environment's pretty dark. No, not the same. Nowhere near the same as the TV. And as you can see, he has a window there because you can see the reflection of the window of the screen. So he has a window back here open. So you can see the screen is washed out. His screen is completely washed out. I guess he's trying to say that, hey, the TV's a bad thing because it reflects everything in the environment. The window behind it, you can see the reflection of the window. These right here don't give off reflection at all, period. They don't pick up any reflection. Another problem you have with TVs at the end of the day, they pick up reflection. So he's trying to say, well, it's better off with a screen because you don't pick up reflection. Yeah, but the TV's picking up a better image than your screen. And I can't announce this enough. If your environment is dark, you can't say it's the same as the TV, because TVs can operate in fully lit environments. They don't have that issue. So the reason why the environment's dark is to help the screen, because the screen's not doing so well. Oh, now we just do this completely in the dark. I told you, when they do contrast levels will always be done in the dark. And they're short and fast. They'll rush them. No, it's in the dark. You can't do contrast levels in the dark. I explained that so many levels. You can't do contrast levels in the dark due to the fact that this is misleading to the customers. Anything looks good in the dark. You have to be to show with the lights on. Contrast is supposed to be shown with lights on. This is where contrast is going to have the hardest to be to produce. It's in a fully lit environment. So you have to put it in the most hostile environment. What happens if the customer turns on the lights? Then what happens? They'll be pretty ticked off. So this is how dark your environment's got to be in order to fire up a contrast level in here. That's pretty much what you're telling me. Now we pull the shade up here, and this doesn't make any sense. Why would you even have this here? Your window is completely blocked by the projection screen. So judging where, if the window's on the opposite side, you saw from the TV due to reflection, TV's on the opposite side. So if TV's on the opposite side, it means there's only one window in the room. That's it. There's only a window on both sides. It wouldn't make any sense because you would see the window on the other side where there was no window. So the window's on this side. So with that being said, you're blocking the only light that's coming from outside with a screen sitting in front of it and a projector. Come on now. Really? Seriously? Fake it to... What the freak is going on here? Look at this. And the contrast is washed out. This is what I'm talking about, these dumb demonstrations. And on top of that, again, window is behind the screen. If you're going to do a demonstration, put this thing right over here, right in line. See where those curtains start at? That's where you put your screen at. So light makes contact with the screen. You can't do that because it won't work. Let's see where else he's going with this. No, that doesn't mean jack, buddy. You don't even know what the freak you're doing with a flashlight. You don't. And I'll tell you why. There's no comparison screen there. There's no comparison screen. He's saying that screen absorbs. It can't. It's gray. It can't absorb. Because gray screens can't read color and it can't read contrast. So if you're telling me at the end of the day that that screen was a 100% contrast, we got to go to court on this. Because again, I'm going to challenge your company in court. You can't read a contrast level. And saying that the light reflects, no. If the light did so well reflecting, why didn't you have the screen sitting over near the window? Instead of blocking the entire window with the screen, if the light did so well. Now, look at how horrible that looks. You see the grayish area where I showed you where screens give off this grayish look around the screen? See it? You can see it all around the screen. See it where it faded right here? Grayish area there, grayish area there. I love people that don't know what they're doing. Again, perfect another example. Look at the walls. Walls tell the entire story on exactly how well a screen is. The walls are dark here, they're dark here. There's no light in this environment at all, period. This is supposed to be the projector. Again, I'll have you trapped in the dark. The problem is that the fact that when people are saying, well, these people have been, they've been doing it for years. They've been basically telling you the same traditional nonsense for years. And people are used to the same tradition. They're saying, oh, it's the old ways. It's the way we do things. It's the way we've been doing things for centuries. I heard that 100 times a day. Blah, 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 blah. But no matter what projector they use, whether it be the P2, whether it be the Epson LS800, whatever, you're all stuck in the dark. Every single one of you is stuck in the dark. So customers accept that. Well, you know, that's just traditional projection screens. Now you have to be in the dark. That doesn't have to be in the dark. We're not in the dark. We don't spend that kind of money for a projector to begin with. And it's not Earth. It's not even ultra short throw. So I'm looking for this image that pretty much is an afforded environment, like I saw in the thumbnail. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm not finding it. So that's how poor the image is coming. He's in a dark environment, mind you. And that's how poor the image is coming up. Oh, my goodness. Don't have this thing in the dark. My goodness. We just did that demonstration, fully lit environment. Because it's in the dark. He's claiming he's picking up high detail in a vivid image, but you're sitting in a dark environment when trying to do that demonstration. Yeah, massive difference. Even the black technology we developed can absorb tons of light. Hit that thing with everything we can pretty much hit it with. Yeah, you have to be stuck in the dark. With a high inexpensive ultra short throw projector that can't even read a contrast level because the screen is gray and it can't read it. That's my environment. And for those who are sitting and say, well, you're on a smaller screen size. I've done this at 250 inches outside. I've done that at 140 inches, ultra short though, outside. I did it on a dual 150 inches, 180 inches, 140 inches, 126, 106 inches, 80-inch screen, 50-inch screen. I've done on whole many different sizes, not even funny. 235 by 178, which would be the biggest 235 point one I've done. I've done it at 113, and then 115, customized 158-inch, a custom built with speakers. Come on now, did all this stuff. Well, he's sitting there with a screen with the window behind it, and we do demonstrations with screens in the window. Huge, massive difference. You can't get a screen to fire up, and you got to put a window to block the back. It's on the back end. Are you kidding me? And we're doing demonstrations with 50 lumen projectors that can pull up in sunlight, and screens that sit in windows. And you can't. That's why I said at the end of the day, y'all getting ripped off on so many levels. It's not even funny. And he's sitting in the dark with this. That environment is dark. Now, how come we don't do it here with all the lights on? We got all the lights on. You can see all the object, all this cool stuff he has in here. How come we don't do it in this lighting? The monitors are in a fully lit environment. It's got this wraparound monitor system, right? You can see, right? All the lights are on, right? So how come we're operating everything with the lights? How come you got the TV in there in the dark, but you got the monitors in a fully lit environment? Come on now. So this is what I mean by influencers. At the end of the day, you're not going to like us. Because I'm going to put you on blast. I'm going to embarrass your videos. It doesn't make it. I don't care about the millions of people who follow you. At the end of the day, you're not doing real demonstrations on projection screens. You have monitors that wrap around your desk. You're in a fully lit environment. And then we see the demonstration with the TV. It's dark in there. You know why? Because the monitors can read in that environment. The TVs can read in that environment. The screen can't. They darken the environment for the screen. That's horrible. And then look at this. Back in the dark again. That's a projector supposed to replace a TV. Samsung is doing a good job at it. But back to the light again. I see this all day. And then back to the dark again. Yeah, because they got it where they tell you at the end of the day, well, you know, hey, projection screens were meant to be used in the dark. Well, they don't say at the end of the day that you're building these ultra short throw projectors that are designed to replace a TV, because TVs aren't meant to be in the dark all day. And did we see anything matching the thumbnail? Of course not. Nothing matching the thumbnail at all. Period. Because that's the thumbnail I saw right there. I'm expecting to see that right there. And we're near close to it. Nothing. Okay. Now, I'm going to go look for my daytime ambient light screen. See if we can find anything on YouTube of somebody showing off a demonstration in the same environment I'm sitting at right now. Well, that's us right there. I can tell you that from the door. Oh, almost. That's me. So how come he didn't have lighting like that in this environment? Got condensed light on top of the screen. I forgot what size screen that is. How come we don't have any demonstrations like that? This is me again. This is me sitting here in front of a window. Windows on each side of my screen. No demonstrations at all matching that, right? Okay. Yeah, this is supposed to be the projector system he had set up, but it's not doing this. This is a picture, by the way. There's only pictures. There's no videos that are actually doing that. There's my screen right there again by a window. That's my right there with the Halo system sitting on top of it. That's us again. That's my customer sitting in a fully lit environment. I told you, my customers' demonstrations will literally put to shame people, influencers at the end of the day that show off screens. Customers in a fully lit environment. You see any dark floors, walls, or anything? Nope. And then you turn next to it and you see that mess. Look at that. You can't even see the screen. And this is on screen paint that people claim that don't work. Yeah, good luck in court. If we're taking you to court because you've done one of these demonstrations, I can say this for you right now. Two things. You're getting jail time and we're suing the daylights out of you. It's a fraud charge. We can hit you with a lot of time. So just so you know, if you got one of those coming up, just to let you know. Let me see. Because again, huge, massive difference between this and that. And people will accept this because they'll look at it and go, oh, but you know, that's the way it's supposed to be. Because I can see an image, it's still acceptable. No, that's not acceptable. Gee whiz, that's horrible. Oh, that's us again. Fully lit environment. That's me again at the bottom. 235.1 custom setup. Fully lit environment next to a window. None of our demonstrations are in the dark. That's me again. Fully lit environment. These are all black screens we have in there. Oh, this is this guy talking about God knows who knows. Well, he can't even explain what gain range is. No one knows what that stuff is. I just call it deranged gain. That's what I call it. That's pretty much what everybody calls it on the sites that we talk at. We call it deranged gain. Because even they contacted him. I'm not the only person that reached out to this guy. There's a bunch of people on the forum site that read, and he never replied back to anybody. So, again, he doesn't know what he's doing. This right here, not happening. Because that's all this demonstration. They did a thumbnail with the lights on, and the entire demonstration was done like that. So guess what? No go. And this is supposed to be an ambient light rejection screen. If you're an ambient light rejection screen, what the freak are you doing in a dark environment to begin with? How in the world do we screw that one up? Seriously, this is the reason why we started separating ourselves from ambient light rejection technology and came up with advanced ambient light rejection technology and came up with our own version because we don't want to be lumped in with that nonsense. Because, you know, that's horrible. That is absolutely horrible for an environment to be that dark. And then to say, oh, it's a ambient light rejection technology. It is not. You should never have the lights out, ever. See, difference here? See the lighting they have in here? That's their lighting, right? That's my lighting. My condensed lighting's on my screen. You see that bright bar over top? We had to install in it. I put in a halo system to add extra light on top of a screen that has tons of light sitting on top of it because it has a whole condensed lighting wraps around the entire room. Their lighting? Sorry, get this thing to go back over. Their lighting? Can we get on there? Just say? Here we go. Their lighting. Our lighting. Yeah, much brighter environment, right? This is the video I just saw. This is the thumbnail I saw. We went through that whole video. Did we see this? No, we didn't see any of that, did we? Not a TV. That doesn't react like a TV because I saw that thing in a dark environment, so that's a fail. And that was 11 months ago. Boy, I tell you, we get into this these trade shows with these screens, man, y'all guys better watch out. I better not catch one of y'all in there saying your stuff is ambient light rejection. I'm going to embarrass the daylights out of y'all technology. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of watching these demonstrations of these dark environments and they're saying, oh, we're ambient light rejection technology. I am literally going to embarrass the daylights out of y'all. When we get done with you in that first show, I guarantee you will not come back. We'll control that whole sector, I guarantee you. The lights we can install into our systems at the end of the day to fire up, you guys are worrying about these, they're worrying about, I'm talking about the certifies. You're worrying about these little tiny lights and its environment, and we do this at the end of the day. We will crush you in that environment. Your own environment, we will crush you in your environment. I'll have to bring in a special crew to wire our lights in because our area is literally going to be that well lit. We're used to being in a ton of lighting all day long. So that little bit of lighting that you guys have in that environment is a freaking joke to us at the end of the day. I can easily overpower those screens with no problem. So that's just a message to you certified screens or your high-end screens. We get to one of those showcases you guys are in, it's lights out. It's over. That's it. No one will show up in your booth. I guarantee I'll draw all the attention out of your booth into mine. I guarantee you. Because you're sitting up there in this dark environment, got the booth looking all dark, and because, you know, that's tradition at the end of the day, and we're going to sit there and have a halo system wrapped in our screens. Enough light to blind you when you walk in there. Gee whiz Louise, it's going to be a cakewalk. It's going to be easy takeovers and easy cakewalk. Because you know why? They all did the same thing. They all do these poorly lit environment demonstrations, every single one of them. Meanwhile, I'm outside doing this, testing our technology. Somebody asked me if I had the screen outside and I had it under the deck, could I use it? And I was like, yeah, you could. And that's me outside, under the deck, showing up a screen to a customer that you can run it outside. My hostility comes in because I don't like seeing crap. I don't like seeing crap. Anyone who's coming to sit there and say, you call my stuff crap at the end of the day? It is crap. Your environments are too dark. You want to challenge me on that? I'll bring a screen with a halo system wrapped into it. I'll show you at the end of the day why our technology, our ambient light rejection technology is so much superior. Look at this freaking nonsense here. Look, we got condensed lighting way over here. Nowhere near the screen. We got lighting underneath the screen. Oh, we call this the crow effect. It's called the crow effect. So the crow effect is a guy who came on YouTube, and he probably still does videos on that Cinemax house paint. And in these demonstrations, you will see these lights peppered behind the back of your screen, the bottom part of its entertainment area, and underneath of it. They try to give off the illusion that the area is well lit when technically it's dark. Because those lights can fire up in that environment, and they can give off that backsplash. That means your environment's dark. You see the LED lights that run all through here? You see them getting up a backsplash to the back of the wall? Anything? They can't. They cancel out. Because we have that much lighting in the environment. The only lights that can generate are the ones underneath the cabinet system, because due to the fact that they're being blocked from any light in the environment. So they're being blocked from any light in the environment, they can fire off. But they're sitting up top over here, they can't fire off. They can't give off a backsplash. See my wall right here? See no light splashing off of that? It's too much light in here. It cancels out the light. It cancels out the LED lights. Even the ones on the floor, they don't work unless we turn the lights out. There's the only way you can really see them. So with that being said, we got them around the desk too. They don't put them around the desk, do they? See anything backsplashing off my desk? No. So when we see stuff like this, that tells me right there from the door that your environment is way too dark. And your screen's coming up gray, by the way. It's a gray screen. Let me just put this out here so we can get this out of the way. If you have a gray screen, you are not reading the contrast level. Why do you go near a TV that can read a 100% contrast level? You see the black background we have here. Now, I told you, TVs give off reflection on everything. You can see the reflection of whatever lamp he has back here, which is reflecting off his screen. Now, you see that screen coming up? See the color of it? It's gray. What color is the background of the zebra? What color is the zebra? The zebra is black. The screen's gray. So how is this going to be able to read the same black level here when it's coming up gray to begin with? Why don't we just turn the screen on? Why do we wait to turn the screen? Oh my goodness, look at the comparison. You push the screen on, and the screen's coming up gray. As you can see, this is all gray. This is supposed to be absorbed. This is supposed to be a black background. Because again, when you're looking at pretty much any streaming service, the backgrounds are black. They're jet black. So this is coming up gray. We can already see the background coming up gray. Because you see the black here, you see it right there, versus right here. That's black, that's gray. So it's not even picking up the contrast. And again, gray. See the speakers right here? Or I think it's a fan system. Fan system here, screen here. The base of the screen is black, but the screen is gray. That's why when Crow did the demonstration on Danny's paint, he did it on a thin, narrow shot. The reason why he did it that way, because he probably had stuff in the environment we can match the screen to by showing that the screen wasn't black. He tried to hide that. But the big mistake he made, as I said, whatever's in the dark comes out into the light, is that the handle that you pull the screen down was black. And that's how we saw it. You couldn't hide either way. We still saw what you were trying to do. And then later on, he came back in the screen magically, turned black, because he painted over top of it. So as you can see right here, gentlemen, as I explained to you, if you have to do those sneaky tactics to try to prove something to me, that's not at the end of the day, you're not the one you got to prove it to. It's your customers you got to prove it to. Because I ain't buying your stuff. Only time I buy your stuff is I bring it down here for testing. That's it. But I'm not using your stuff on that level. It's your customers are the ones that are going to be using your projection screens on a level. They're the ones going to be painting it in. They're the ones going to be expecting contrast levels. They're the ones going to expect to be pulled in a fully lit environment. We already know your stuff doesn't work. We're just bringing it down and to just prove it doesn't work instead of just saying it doesn't work. I'm not going to use your stuff and paint it up on the screens I build and design. Why do I waste my time constructing and building the screen to paint something on it we can't even use? We're just showing it doesn't use. But for the customer, it's different. The way they look at your product is, I'm going to use this, have my lights on, get contrast, perfect color balance. That's what they're doing. So when you're doing demonstrations to cheat to show it to me, you're actually hurting yourself. Because when your customer buys it, they're not going to get that. There you go. Now you got to understand how business works. Whew. I'm not the one that's going to buy your screen over and over and over again and put money in your banking account. That would be your customers who do that. But as you can see here, you can see clearly that the screen's coming up in gray. If your screen's black, everything that around it's going to come up in black next to it. Because it's black. That's gray. Same thing we saw on Danny's screen. When it came up gray, yes, when they put the meter against the screen, the meter's black, the screen's gray. Your crock pot, your arcade machine came up black. The cabinets came up black. Your screen came up gray. And on top of that, the most important part of it all is the black surface you had laying against it came up black. All right, then. There you go. So this screen does not have the ability to pull a decent contrast level. And because it can't read a decent contrast levels, that means the colors are going to have this kind of smoky, gray, ashy look. Or as we like to say, they put the lotion on the screen. Yeah, because your screen needs lotion. It needs lotion. See right here? Lotion. It needs that lotion. Look how badly that image comes up. That is absolutely horrible. I swear I would just lose my mind if I even saw that on my screen. I would lose my mind. Look how badly that looks. That's supposed to be black. That shirt's supposed to be solid black. Look at the ash. See the ash right here? There's the ash. You got to put the lotion on the screen. Lotion on. We got any lotion here? Do you have the lotion here? Let's put the lotion. That's horrible, people. That's absolutely horrible. There ain't no way in the world. You know how expensive that setup he has in there? That's an expensive setup he has in there. For him to pay that much money at the end of the day, and you got this out of it, you don't really have any lighting in there. Now imagine if we took that screen and we stuck it in here. How well you think that would go? Oh, I can't find my lotion. We want to put the lotion on the screen. I'll figure out it later. But anyway, I'm going to have a bottle of lotion up here for now on when I do these trips. For we put the lotion on the screen. If I had that screen in this environment, how well you think it'd be working out for us? I don't think it would. See how much light hits my screens in here? It's not going to work out well. That thing will be gone. And he's not even in daytime, too, because imagine if he opens those windows up. Woo! And he's losing this much on that screen. Look at that. That's how badly that image is popping up. And this is the Vivitech. He has a Samsung 4K projector and the Vivitech Pro S screen. That projector is not getting jack out of it. It ain't getting jack. That's why I told you at the end of the day, those of you who have projectors right now, you're lucky if you got half of that machine. My customers at the end of the day, they could do this outside. And this is supposed to be ambient light rejection technology? I don't think so. Now, see, this is us. This is what we do to gray screens. We take gray screens and we put something called a splatter effect. You know what paint this is? It's crow's paint. Splatter against one of our screens. It's a phantom technology. That's what a phantom does to a gray screen paint. It doesn't exist. See how well lit my environment is? Got a white surface behind it and reflect more light? Yeah, that was his product in here. Telling you at the end of the day, gray screens don't work. And of course, that's our new technology. A technology with the ability to be able to absorb tons of light. Ah, my goodness. What are we doing here? Oh, shoot, y'all can't even see that. And that's a white screen. No, it's a fail. And the reason why, and I'll tell you why it's a fail, because again, it's a gray screen. Why don't we show a star field demonstration, a contrast demonstration, something we need to see? Because I guarantee 100% you're going to have to darken that environment in order to pick up a contrast level. Is there this is one of the things I told you I like about gray screen demonstrations. They show a lot of color. They've written the colors are washed up, by the way. They show a lot of color. And because color is going to wash, it's going to wash out, but not as an impact as a contrast level. A contrast level is seriously going to wash out because the screen's gray. That's why they don't show you those. Look where the light's pointed at. Not a lot of lighting in there at all, period. Now I can take gray paint, PPJ, a little silver, 4 scoops of black. I can do the same thing that screen's doing right now, easily. But can I see a contrast on that paint? No, I can't. Can I use it in a fully lit environment? No, I can't. That environment has one little panel light, and we have these gigantic, massive panels over top of us. See those individual lights? Those are my lights pushing through. It literally feels like you're under a starship. That's what it feels like. Like you're being about to be abducted by aliens. That's how bright and big these things are. You know how close these things are to me right now? Yeah. And then we see one little panel here. On top of that, color. They constantly show color in the demonstration, so stay far away from contrast levels. So any kind of gray paint mixture will do the same thing. It'll give it the same reaction. We'll do some demonstrations on some gray paints and white screens and show you exactly how they cheat. We're going to see contrasting at any time. No. Anything going to be the white surface. Anything. That's me. Can't express enough. You can't put a gray screen versus a black television. It's not going to be the same thing. Now, see the television? See the reflection? That's why people at the end of the day that they don't like TVs, so TVs give up that reflection. Yep, that's pretty interesting, isn't it? So look at the two. Do you think who's going to pull the better contrast? The TV or the projector? TV's going to pull the better contrast. You can't beat a TV that's pulling black. Okay. Some people don't get that. I don't know where people. Where did y'all miss the contrast levels at? I mean, seriously, why are people doing these demonstrations and they're missing the contrast level? I couldn't care less if your screen pops out of a box at the end of the day. I'm not impressed by that. If I see a screen pop out of my, ooh, I'm like, yeah, whatever, big deal, moving on. Can I see these contrast levels? Is that going to pick up the exact same contrast level as that monitor or TV or OLED sitting behind it? Can I use that thing in a fully lit environment without the screen washing out or fading? Can't give me that, you're not TV worthy. If I was a TV company, these TV companies, like the businesses, if you came up and made that statement at the end of the day, I'd sue your company. Because you're going to tell me that we developed the OLED technology and you're telling me that that gray screen is going to do the same thing as an OLED? No, you ain't doing that. Oh, Mother George, the background is freaking supposed to be black in the menu. And none of these are ambient rejection technology. We blocked the freaking window. Oh, come on. You've got to be kidding me. See, this is the dumb stuff I'm talking about at the end of the day. Why would you put it next to the freaking window? Now you can just build to your own stand. People don't work with tools anymore, do they? Well, people do work with tools, and some people just don't work with tools. You sure work with tools. Why? If you're going to do a demonstration, first of all, you can see the environment's not made basically for home. It's display. Why would you have it blocking a window? ILEG did that nonsense. They did this video, you walk into the hotel room, and you would clearly see that every projection screen was blocking a window. And they used nothing but short throws and ultra short throws in there to kill down the distant throw in that environment. Maybe they didn't have a lot of room in there, but still, there's a lot of those machines in there. At least you could have one long throw in there. Oh, that's awful. Man, I tell you, it's awful. This is every day. This is what I see every day. Gray screen, pitiful. Pitiful! I swear, you're pushing me to want to crush you guys. You really are pushing me in that direction. I keep myself on a closure here. Do we really have to damage a gray screen on that level? I mean, really, seriously, to make you see at the end of the day? I don't care if you buy my stuff or not. I don't care about that. The thing is about this lie that gray screens can pull contrast lower. Do we really have to destroy you on that level? Because I swear I will buy every single surface I can get on gray and I will crush it in the sunlight. You don't read contrast. You can't pick it up. It doesn't function. You don't have ambient light rejection technology. You can't pick up in fully lit environments. That's why every demonstration I'm running across is dark environments, no contrast. And you got a nerve to put that thing next to a TV. Somebody's on crack. I love it. They start off with this well-lit super environment. All of a sudden, everything goes dark. Cornball. Freaking cornball. Again, blocking another window. Oh, mercy. Why? You got a light right next to it. Do we turn the light on? And we shut the blinds. That is pathetic. Meanwhile, we have a system with a halo installed in the screens. Well, we will dub 2025 the year of the crushing of the gray. We're going to put you out of business because, man, that's it. We just got to start collecting gray screens. Gee whiz Louise. My goodness, that is absolutely horrible. Yeah, we're going to crush them all. I don't care if you're certified, whatever. There's all the elite screens, there's cinema grade 5D, all that stuff. We'll take it all out. We'll post it to the site. The site you're seeing we're building right now, we're gonna go do it. Why the lights? Oh wait, why? Why are we pulling? Oh my goodness, I just saw that. So we're pulling the blinds at the same time. The back of the screen is here. Why would you have to shut the blinds? You mean that screen? And there's a light. There's a lamp right there. See, watch this. Watch the windows. Watch. So the windows start to come down. They darken the windows. And there's a lamp right there. You're spending $3,500, and those projectors are $5,000 for a projector to do this, to be stuck in the dark. But we have all the lights on here. Forget it. Same scenarios, the same nonsense. Trash. What are we doing with this? No, that's fake. Oh, my goodness. That's us. Oh, sorry, you're in the wrong direction. That's me. Condensed lighting, window open, 9 yards. That's me again. Now, for anyone who sat there and said that these demonstrations are fake, good luck in court. Because we're going to see you soon in that courtroom. It's coming up. And some of you got screen paint coming to your front door. Good luck on that one, too. With some gray paints, too. A nice gray little package coming up there, too. Because if you don't get that demonstration correct, and you said that technology right there didn't show up in your environment when everybody else was working perfectly fine, you're in a lot of trouble. You're going to owe me a lot of money. And again, we're pushing max, which is a 30-year prison sentence for anyone convicted of basically doing a false demonstration against our company. We want max time in jail. Oh, there's my loft. What's loft? Yeah, because you had a bunch of idiots got up there and did some dumb demonstrations claiming that my product at the end of the day didn't work. Now I got my stuff posted everywhere, and I got people involved that are interested in these individuals now who made these false claims. So again, we get you in court, I'm getting you max time out of you. 30 years in jail, plus a $2 million lawsuit for basically making a false statement about my company. Good luck with that. How many demonstrations I have on YouTube? Look, 1,000 lumen demonstration. Wow! In a fully lit environment. How in the world are we sitting up here in the dark with these screens? Like McAfee made a statement. He made a statement on camera saying that we use high-powered projectors. You know how many demonstrations I have on 1,000 lumens inside and out? Good luck with that one in court. And again, I can't express this enough. The ultra short throw projectors right on top of these screens to kill that distance throw, to try to give off like you're going to get that, like you have that fully lit environment experience, just to turn around and be in the dark. And we can do it at 1,000 lumens in a fully lit environment on a black screen. Old Faithful. I got to change your lamp too. I plan to do that in the courtroom to anybody who basically made that statement. And if you make statements about us using special cell phones and stuff like that, you're going to personally hold my cell phone in that courtroom. If you deny it, then that's not going to go well. Because remember, your claim is we're doing something on our phone. So I'm going to let you show me. There we go. My stand. So you see right here, I got a chandelier right over top of my screen. There is no excuse for me to come on YouTube and see these stupid demonstrations of people with screens behind windows. Do you see here? See where my window's at right here? You can say, but you got a screen behind the window. I also got 2 windows here, 2 windows here, and a freaking chandelier right there. There you go. So I can sit there, and my curtains are veneer curtains, which means light passes through. You can see objects on the side crystal clear. Can't see them, but you can see out. So I got 2 sets of windows. My windows are the same height as my screen, with a chandelier on top of my screen. So, question to those people who sit there, and I go to these sites all the time, and they go, well, you know, we have light in the environment. What light do you have in the environment? Seriously. I see more light. See the lights underneath my sofa? See how they can't pick up? They only pick up unless they're underneath. I even got LED lights that wrap around that dip. But let me show you right here. This is what the customer should be getting. Now, we're doing these demonstrations. Like I said, you have certain individuals on YouTube that were going against our demonstrations, darkening the videos. This is what they really look like. So you're claiming you had my paint. Because keep in mind, Fernando, I'm mentioning this video. It's the guy who did that nonsense, some of that nonsense. He did these videos where he darkened his videos and recopied ours and said our videos really look like that. You can't back that claim up in court. I'm going to file fraud charges for each one of those statements that you made, which means approximately 10 to 20 years or 30 years in jail if you can't back any of those statements up. Now, for a person who sat there and contacted me and said that I can't hold you accountable in court, well, if that was the case, when the process server came to your door, you would have took the papers until you hide in the back of the kitchen and let your wife at that door. Yeah, there you go. Hurt your feelings. Bye. Get out of my room. Talked all his trash. He talks a lot of trash. He talks a lot of trash. He does. Yeah, I was on the phone with the process server the entire time when he came to his front door. He was hiding in the kitchen. He heard your voice in there. You're hiding in the kitchen. And a woman came to the door, and he said, a woman's at the door. I said, that's his wife. Now, if I hadn't made that document known that I could serve her too with them documents, she got served right at the door. He had her go to the door. Coward. I'll get you in court sooner or later. Well, they'll get you first. That control number I got behind me, they'll get you first. And I'll get you in that courtroom. I'll get a chance to see your face to face. Can't wait for that day right there. But until then, look at the technology. We got 1,000 lumen firing off here. And then I switch over to the back where we got a setup over here with the chandeliers and 2 windows side to side. And what technology was that? I have no idea. I forgot. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, I'm going to cook that crow in court. I actually met this guy. This guy has a bright daytime screen. I met him. He contacted me on daylight screens. He's actually from Switzerland. I met him. Anybody contact you guys at the end of the day? No, because your stuff is fake. Even they know that. People in the projector community can see fake products when they see it. Yeah, I met this guy. I actually met this guy. He's from Switzerland. Pretty cool guy, too, at the end of the day, too. He was developing a daytime screen. Now, see how right here, where he's trying to read, and the camera's showing how it's scrambling the image, because cameras do that when they can't pick up in a lot of extreme lighting. So, what I talked about when we and him had this conversation, he's at 20,000. He's 20,000 on his contrast, on his projector. And the conversation we had was, I said, well, your video, you're technically not daytime. Well, he is technically daytime because it is daytime hours, but he's not direct light. So there's a difference between the two. If you're outside, it's daytime, and you're firing, you're in daytime hours. So it is daytime hours. That is true. But to say direct sunlight or direct light, you're not, because the light would be across. If the light's across the street, if it's somewhere else and it's shady in your area, then that's not direct light. I can't believe sometimes I gotta explain this stuff. I really do. It baffles me. It really does. It really does baffle me. Not to him. He's cool. He's a nice person. He's a really cool dude. But to some people, I have conversations with informed sites. No, but that's daylight. No, it isn't. There's a difference between daylight and direct light. What the frick are you talking about? You can be in the shade, it's daylight. But if you walk out, you're in direct light. So keep in mind, where are you going to get a suntan at? You're going to get a suntan daylight in the shade, or out in direct sunlight? You're going to get the tan in direct sunlight. You wouldn't be trying to catch rays and trying to... not, good gracious, I swear, it just baffles me. These conversations I have sometimes. I just want to reach out and just squeeze somebody sometimes. Like, really? I had this conversation with this guy for about an hour about trying to get him to understand the difference between daylight and direct sunlight. That's like the same conversation I have when people make gray screen paints. You guys, at the end of the day, you really think you see a contrast level. All right, you know what? You want to go down that road, you think you see a contrast level? Let's go before a judge. Let's go before a judge. Let's put some serious money up there, like your house and your car and your business. Let's put that up there. See if you'll walk that into a courtroom. If that's the case, I can get a gag order thrown on you that you can't say jack. I can take you to court and say, look, he's spreading lies that are not true. He's saying that product reads a 1% black level, it's ambient rejection and all this stuff. And I can get a gag order put on you. You can't say jack at all, period. You mentioned one time on your channel that your product is doing something that is not, and boom, you'll be in court in no time at all. You don't need gag orders. You don't do that. But his stuff was actually pretty nice. It really was. It showed a difference between the white and gray screen, but still at the end of the day, you can see where the color is fading. So the conversation he was having was he was trying to figure out how in the world did we get a screen to be able to hit light like that outside, because we're in direct light. And I was explaining to him, can't tell you the secret and all, blah, 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 blah. But other than that, yeah. He's in daylight. Technically, he's in daylight. But you can see where he's in a shaded area, because the light is right back here. See where that car is at? See where that light's at? It's over back here. That's where the light's at. Now, this is his readings. Now, you see those red bars that are coming up? That's the camera having that issue. That screen is generating enough light where basically it's causing the camera disruption. That's the problem we were having outside. We're hitting the direct sunlight. It was disrupting our cameras. So that's a normal process. That's definitely going to happen. But technically, he's not out in direct sun. And then on top of his projectors that he's using, all right, 5,500 lumens. 5,500 lumens. So that means between night and day. So later at night, you can use the less lumens with no problem whatsoever. But 55. So when we hit the direct sunlight the first time, we were on Christie LW 400. That was the Smoke 10. The Smoke 10 was at 44,000 lumens. It was the same model we have here. The second time we hit it was actually on the carrying place in the front of the window. We were at 5,200 lumens. I tried it at 4,000. For some reason, 4,000 wouldn't read correctly. So I dropped it at somewhere between, actually brought it up at 52, and it picked up at 52. We thought we need a requirement of a 5,200 lumen projector to get it working direct sunlight, not inside direct sunlight. For those you don't use direct sunlight as testing. Duh. Anyway, so let me see. So bottom line is, out here, we did another hit, changed the ingredients, did another hit, and got a pickup at 50 lumens, which is absolutely crushing. And then in here, we can use halo systems and all that stuff, because it's not going to affect the screen whatsoever. But still, I met this guy. Pretty cool dude at the end of the day. Very, very nice screen. And then there's me right here. Da-da-da! I can literally put that on a challenge for anybody right now today. I bet you wouldn't be done. What about the 5500 lumen projector outside? You got people with ultra short those inside worrying about window light, and we're outside doing a demonstration. Oh, that's me again. Let me see right here. I'm looking for demonstrations that match ours. That's what I'm hunting for. Blocking windows, no. And you got to be able to pick up that contrast level. These gray screens, come on now, fail. You buy a gray screen for $3,000, you need to be smacked in the face. I'm dead serious. You need to have somebody walk up to you and just smack you. Not backhand. No, sorry, not front hand, backhand. Maybe backhand and front hand, then front hand again with backhand with front hand, and maybe some more. Seriously, you can't read your contrast level. And be like, but you're going to buy an expensive projector. Listen to yourself. I'll buy an expensive projector. You're going to shell out more money to pick up nothing. If that's the case, I can find something matching our stuff right now. Gray screen, 150-inch, waste of money. Gray screen, waste of money. Let me guess. We show the projector with the screen with the lights on. And then when we turn the lights off, screen's not there. We do the lights off. So what are we getting? Are we going to show the projector on? Oh, my goodness. It bores me. It bores me! See? They never show contrast. That's one of the things you'll see with a gray screen. They'll show color. They will refuse to show contrast because the contrast won't read. Like the back side of that may pick up better than the gray side. That's not going to read. It's going to read a contrast level. Screen's gray, contrast, colors all washed out. Sheesh. Moving on. White screens? No. Oh, we can use white screens. We convert those. That's my 200-inch screen right there. This one was huge, by the way. I had a tightrope when I built that thing in. Outdoor movie screen. Made perfect with... No, it's gray. It's not going to pick up. Oh, mother of chickens, great and small. Really? Oh, this is going to cause me to lose it. This is definitely going to cause me to lose it. It's sad. It's sad because the sad thing about projection I see most of all is the fact that people will pick up an image, a faint image, a ghostly image, will consider that to be an achievement due to the fact that they can technically still see the screen. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to have the corners come up sharp. Just because they can see it, they consider it to be an achievement. Why isn't that window open? Why is it shut? Why are we not opening this window? Oh, this is in the direction where the screen's at. So if the projector's sitting here, this window's in the same line of fire as the screen. Well, it should be open. When I was in the apartment, I had windows all the way up to the top, and I had a freaking projector sitting right there. Windows by the whatchamacallit? Okay, windows here, here, and here. That window should be open. It's a white screen. This is not going to go well. Then on top of that, it's, yeah, I told you it wasn't going to go well. On top of that, you got snow outside. Snow reflects a ton of light. That's why we did that demonstration at 180 inches outside in the snow. Because we knew the snow was going to reflect a lot of light to the screen. It was going to make it harder for the screen to produce. But did we get it done? Boom! Got it done. But that's not going to work. No. 2400 lumens. Date. Oh my goodness. You know what that looks like? Jamie's customer. Screen did the same thing. It washed out completely. Do we have to go find this video? Or are you telling me, you calling me a liar? Your screen paint washed out next to 2 freaking windows. You got the same thing too. And people consider this to be acceptable. I swear, if you invited me over to the house for a movie and I walked in and saw a white screen, I was like, okay, look, I gotta go. I can't be here. I can't do it. I can't. And then summer coming up and I gotta go to people's backyard events. I swear, if I see a white screen, I'm bringing my own screen. Don't set, y'all can have it. Here, just take it. Just get rid of this, please. Can't watch a movie off of that. Look at that. That's horrible. Oh, I can't take it anymore. I can't take it. Look at the grass. Look at the grass. It's not even the same color. You got that different shades of grass in there. Greenery comes in multiple colors. I gotta go back to my screen. I can't take it. I can't take it. So, my short field trip, same thing. Thumbnails of people in fully lit environments. Screens washing out. Gray screens trying to compare this stuff to a black screen. I don't know how that even working. A lot of bright colors. You try to manipulate and fool you at the end of the day. You're really seeing something when you're technically not. That contrast levels are constantly in the dark environment. Oh, mercy. Freaking mercy. I'm going back to my technology. And the lighting was absolutely intrusive. I need to cleanse my palate. Get this awful taste out of my mouth. Geez, you're gonna put that much honey in your cereal, you might just put sugar in there. That's a lot. It's a lot of honey you put in there. I can't do it. It's too much. Screens are washed out. All this. No, I can't do that, man. Colors are off, colors are washed out. That screen they showed, that guy, that one guy, man, are you freaking kidding me? Freaking screen is blocking the entire window. And then what made matters even worse on top of that was he had little lights on the top and he was trying to match it to a TV. TVs don't have to be in dark environments. They don't have to be in dark environments. You're going to have to put the TV, put your screen in the same environment as a TV. Not vice versa. Not a TV in the environment of a projector. Why would a TV have to be in the environment of a projector? It doesn't have to be there. Sheesh. I'm so glad I engineered my own stuff, man. I couldn't imagine having to go through that nonsense all day. I couldn't imagine it. Other guy sitting up in his dark apartment. If I was freaking Optima, I'd have sued him. Because you're misleading on my product at the end of the day. If I'm trying to get people to use my product like a TV, watching somebody use my stuff in the dark over and over again and again and again, come on, man. Can we find a P2 projector in a fully lit environment, like contrast only? Let me see. Let me see if I can find something with the P2 projector. P2 ultra sure throw projector. Contrast only. Let's see if anyone showed up what this thing can do. Contrast only, fully lit environment, daytime. It you gotta specify all that, because they skimp big time. What are we gonna get? Am I gonna get this? Let's go have a look. Let's see if we find exactly what I searched for. Now, if I'm looking for this projector, I want to see if anyone's done it in a fully lit environment, the P2. That's washed out. That's our ultra short throw projector. That's a TV, by the way. That's us. That's me right there. So I'm gonna get this straight. I can't get one demonstration on a P2 projector. All these people own this machine at the end of the day, and I can't get one demonstration to do that. That's an Optima GT5500 in that demonstration. You can't give me a demonstration. Anybody can give me that demonstration owns that machine. That screen is 126 inches, somewhere around that height at the end of the day. That projector is only designed to do 100 inches. So I got a max out of size, fully lit environment, and there's no one now can show me a demonstration on that P2 machine with 1.7 billion colors, 2 million to 1 contrast, 3,000 lumens with a tri-laser 4K projector. You can't show me anything in a fully lit environment showing up that 2 million to 1 contrast. Duh! What is the point? No one will show us to us, then we'll just buy your machine and show you it does not work on your screen paint products. No one can give me that. Anybody. If I buy that projector, you're not gonna like what's gonna happen to it. We're gonna flood YouTube. You know what's gonna happen? We're gonna show tons of demonstrations on that projector showing everything that it can't do on a gray and white screen. Why gray and white screen is an absolute fail for that projector. P2 is an outstanding piece of technology. The problem is it's being cheated on the screens it's being displayed on. So you mean to tell me my demonstration here at Ultra Short Throw, I can operate in this environment. Every demonstration I just watched on the Ultra Short Throw demonstration was in a dark environment? Oh, I'm tired of it nonsense. Let me just see something really. I'm looking for this projector. I'm looking for this P2 projector. Only R comes up. Gray screen. No, you do not work. If I see a gray screen, we bypass it because you can't read that contrast level. There's crow's paint again. It did not do well. It was a waste of time. Yeah, Jamie, that's your paint. Failed again. Another disappointment. Just another disappointment. What do we have here? 300-inch screen, blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's just a waste of time to have a white projection screen of that phone. That's a waste of time. There's our technology right there, fully lit environment. That's what we do. Optima GT 20,001. Why it doesn't work on gray and white screens? Right there. This is what I asked. This is all I asked out of a P2. This is all I asked at the end of the day. And y'all can't give me that. Fully lit environment. Clearly shows that crow's screen paint on one side. Yeah, that's his paint in there. Crow's gray screen paint on one side. White screen on the other side. Guess what we got? It didn't even read. It couldn't even read on a 5500, which has a 22,000 to 1 contrast. That's the personal mix right there. Didn't register, didn't read for Jack. That's why you see a lot of its customers sitting in dark environments. Can't get those contrast levels to pump. We even turned the lights on, it still didn't work. That's a waste of money. Anybody else? I'm asking simple. P2 projector. Let me see. Oh, great. Where's our mics at? Or over there. Let me see. Go back on that. Let me see over here. Oh. You're going to tell me that this machine, in some places, costs brand new at $3,300, and I can't find one demonstration. I've seen how big this is. It's a big, big projector. Laser projector. And it's laser at that. I can't find one of these in a fully lit environment. Everybody who has one of these machines is sitting in a dark environment with that machine. Okay. Let's go put the full name in it. See if we can find it there. Maybe somebody on here has done this in a fully lit environment with a possible star field attached to it. Let's see if that's possible. Now, I got people that say, oh, you're putting down a projector. No, I'm putting down a projector. I'm putting down the crappy screens that the projector is sitting on. That's what I'm putting down. Because that machine is powerful enough to do way beyond what I'm seeing on screens right now. You don't have the full potential of what that projector is designed to do. That'll be just us right there. Oh, they did a video, best do it yourself. Yeah, we've been already made that stuff already. It was trash. Let me see. Samsung 4K, dark environment. We've already been there already. We did that one already. Dark environment. Looking for this P2 projector. Anybody got it? Fully lit environment. Come on, pop it up. Let me see what we got going on. That's us at the end of the day. We're fully lit. Let me see. Nope, that'll be me. Let me see. This is Crow copying her name. By the way, you know you copied her name, right? Yeah, he wants to beat me so badly. But he can't do any of her demonstrations. Bam. And by the way, we did file for identity theft for that one too. So guess what? Another one added onto the docket. Let me see. Boom. So I don't know what he's saying over there. Who cares? But at the end of the day, you're in the dark again. See those lights pushing? Why is it so close to the screen? Look at it, so close to the screen. Look at this. The camera's so close. Now you see the lights there? Lights here on the side up over top. We have lights over top. I guess he's trying to show the clarity on how sharp it is. Yeah. Jamie, you see this? That's a system with a halo installed in it. See how sharp that comes up? And that's on a 720p projector that cost me $50. We know you're in the room, so listen up. Your products don't work, man. That right there, that stuff match house paint. And if you're talking about this, the Cinemax mix, no, you match house paint at the end of the day. And for all the demonstrations I've seen on this projector, every single one sits in the dark. Let's go over and let's grab, let me see, I can grab whatever I want on this thing because this technology has it. This is what you should be showing. Contrast level. Can't read it on a great screen, it won't pick it up. So he's in the dark. You can see the lights that I have, and mine are much brighter. But the lights we have are installed inside the frame of the screen, behind it. So it has nowhere to go, push out. And his lights are behind it. And we're not ultra short throw. We're at a distance at that. Even at a distance, we're on eco mode at around 2,500 lumens, and my projector is 720p. My price cost my projector cost me $50. While you're sitting up there on a projector with all that power, and you can't even utilize it correctly. And your environment is too dark. Waste of money on that machine. Shame, waste of money. Do you really want to? OLED, let me see. Nope, I went to, wrong one. On this one. Let me see. We're on this one. Oh, This is a transparent technology. Oh, and by the way, Jamie, this is AdTech. This can absorb. Now we have on record of absorbing a ton of sunlight at 100,000 lux, because that's what literally what comes off the sun at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. 100,000 lux at 50 lumens, which means this technology can go anywhere it wants to go. Yours, on the other hand, is stuck in the dark on a projector that's kissing the screen. And ours is transparent, which means it collects more light than the average screen that's not transparent. Screens look just like TVs. Some people ask me, like, what the heck is that light? It's a halo system. So where's it at? It's behind the screen, so you gotta be kidding me. So you're operating in all that light, and you have a halo system pushing around your screen? Yep, doesn't affect it. Zooming up on the screen and trying to show that you pick up this high detail, you're in a dark environment. Now, if you're getting that detail and you're in a fully lit environment, especially if you're using a projector of a low caliber machine, not that machine at the end of the day, we're using like maybe like, you know, like we're using right here, 720p XGA projector, and you're picking up an image that looks like a 4K, then yeah, then that's impressive. And you're doing it in a fully lit environment, not in a dark environment. See the images you were showing? They're nothing. This technology can read what a 4K can read at the end of the day at 720p. You just left the room. Although detail you're showing, look at the water beads. Yeah, this can do the water beads too. And it costs my customers $50 for that machine. Where it costs your customers $3,500 or $3,300 for that machine, and your machine's calibrated, mine's not. Your machine kisses the screen, mine doesn't kiss the screen. Your machine has a 2:1 contrast, I have 1,000:1 on mine. You have a laser projector, mine's an LCD. Your projector's 4K, mine's 720p. See what we're getting at here? So you have to use high-powered machines to try to get your stuff to work. And on top of that, your stuff is on Cinemax mix, which match the house paint. And multiple other paints, which when we send them up, I guarantee he doesn't do the demonstration. I bet you sends that paint back to us. So with that being said, our product has more black on black tests, and your product has gray house paint. And our demonstrations are right there for all to see. You can go right there to our marketplace, and you can check them. Heck, they're in every single link in all our products. Where are your tests at? Oh, you deleted them off your account because we got them on the blacklist showing you trying to delete the videos. Actually, you did delete the videos. So again, no. I don't know why you advertise that Cinemax. That stuff is junk. It's house paint. But you'll get a chance to test it. I got some Apple Barrel coming up. I got some Microblend Slip Silver. I got Network Gray 773. I got Silver Screen coming up. We got the black on black mixture, which we were supposed to do 4 years ago and never did the demonstration because he was afraid it was going to match. That's coming up too. It's going to be in a nice box. A large box at that. Plenty of paints, including our technology here, which is a quantum. So we look forward, and since he has a lot of time on his hands, we look forward to doing all those demonstrations so we can watch every single one of them live. And keep in mind, every single one of those containers, those must be sealed. The same way we ship them to you, that's the same way we want to see them on live, which means you can't tamper, put no black paint in them or none of that stuff. You do the Apple Barrel test all over again. Now, you said you're moving on to bigger and better things. If you're moving on to bigger and better things, I would have no reason to send you down that package because, you know, you get out of the business and you're moving to bigger and better things. But you haven't. You're still talking about my company, which is landing you more charges, and you're still talking about how your product is amazing. But we all know it's house paint. So now, since you've seen to not move on to bigger and better things, I'm just saying something to keep you busy. Got a lot of great paint to test. And again, my buddies and all of us will have those tracking numbers. So if that tracking number shows that it was returned back to us, Oh, to be broadcasted. Kind of painted yourself in the corner, did you not? There you go. There you go. Come on. You know the kind of people that back things up at the end of the day. You make an accusation like that, you know what's going to happen at the end of the day. We have a history of us crushing them every single time. You talked all this trash, I bought your products. Bought it down there for testing, all of it failed. You talk more trash, I came to your eBay account. You pulled your eBay listing because you lied and said you couldn't deliver to my address when we showed a tracking number that you did. Did you forget that? Embarrass you again. Found that house paint mess at the end of the day. One did our own demonstration against your product. It matched Network Grade 773, challenged him to do it. He refused to do it. His customers made him do it. Matched that paint too. Ended up pulling the video. Made another one. Pulled that video also too. Brought the video back, changed the name of it, and said it had a yellowish tone. Man, God, it's sad. It's sad. And before the Network Grade 773, he matched the personal mix to Bear's silver screen. That video also went missing. Yeah. Didn't do so well in those, did you? So that's and then still trying to push that freaking that house paint. Oh, let's keep on finding this P2. See if we can find anybody in here that's got this P2 in a 40 lit environment, because apparently he doesn't. Oh, let's see what we got. Boom. Anybody got this projector? What do we got here? You're in the dark. Same guy was in the dark the last time. I put down. Let me see. Try this again. Oh. Wrong keyboard. Don't get mad at me at the end of the day. It's not my problem at the end of the day. I mean, if you're going to talk about your product being good, don't get mad about it. Let me go paste on here. And people who supported that nonsense at the end of the day, yeah, good luck with all that. Anyway, still looking for this projector. Let's click again and see if anybody got this thing in a fully lit environment. I request an Optimus Cinemax X or Cinemax P2 projector, contrast only, fully lit environment, daytime. Are we going to get what we want? No, that's a commercial for it. And again, that's not them. I need somebody else who got it. He got one 4 years ago. We got this baby sitting in the dark with contrast only. I mean, come on, how can you not basically float on a 2 million to 1 contrast at the end of the day? Let's see what we got here. There's the projector right there. We start off in the dark. I'm done. Come on, man. Give me the machine in a fully lit environment. This is what we got. My goodness. Really? Why is that machine in the dark? Oh, seriously, why is it sitting in the dark? Oh, we're showing movies, that's all? That's not an excuse. If a projector that power, you mean to tell me you can't show me that thing in a fully lit environment? Moving on. Anybody else got it? P2 projector right here. Let's see. It's supposed to be a TV though. Optima Cinemax P2, better than TV. Well, the problem you have with that at the end of the day is that you're in a dark environment. And TVs don't operate in dark environments. My monitor on my desk is pulling a better contrast level than the P2. And it's operating in a fully lit environment that the P2 for some reason has a hard time doing. So how does my $98 monitor we have here that I'm watching off right now is operating in a fully lit environment, but we can't find a TV-like projection P2 projector to do the same thing? Oh man, I'm done. Another dark environment. Gee whiz Louise. All right, what do we got here? P2 projector, man. You better not be in a dark environment. Visiting site. Oh, that's for selling the item. And it's in a freaking dark environment. What the freak? Seriously, people? Whoever bought this projector, here's Crow. Guess what? In a dark environment. Oh my goodness. At one point, I swore I thought this guy was a vampire. I literally started believing he was a vampire. He was in there hanging up upside down or something. I don't know what's going on over there. But why are you always in the dark? And the little bit of lights he has splashed in different areas to try to give off the illusions in a well-lit area. Oh my goodness. I swear, if that was the owner of that company, I would come personally to your address and just throw the money at you that you pay for it and just snatch it out of the wall and just take it with me. You are unworthy to own that projector. Look how dark that is. You know what makes it sad? I'll tell you what makes it super sad. But the people who went in and commented on it and said, wow, the area is so well lit. My monitor, if that's supposed to replace a TV. If it's supposed to replace the TV, why is my monitor operating in an environment that's better than that projector right now? So there are many tricks. The projector, like I said, it's a fantastic machine. It's dumbed down on screens that should never be on. So why is he in a dark environment with a projector that powerful? You do know that little square box right there is this machine right there, right? That's how close it's sitting to a screen. So he's got little lights here, little lights there, lights here, in the back of this environment. Oh, my goodness. And meanwhile, we're doing this. So, just to say that my monitor here, you can't even replace that. How can you replace my monitor? My monitor costs 85 bucks. How are you replacing my monitor? It can see a star field. It can operate in its fully lit environment right now. It's not having any problems, but I'm looking at all these freaking P2 projectors that are supposed to replace TVs, and you're stuck in the dark. You can't replace my monitor. What can you do that my monitor can't do? You can't operate in here. I can't use that in here. Where would I use that? Oh, my goodness. It's not even TV worthy. Man, you can put all the bells and whistles on these machines. If you can't operate in a fully lit environment, there's no point. It's not TV worthy. I've never went down and purchased a TV and heard the guy saying, well, here's the kicker. You can't use it in a fully lit environment because the screen will wash out. I've never heard that before, ever. Oh, what do we have here? By the way, Fernando, you changing your channel to my channel at the end of the day people are not confused. You're not confusing anybody. Everybody knows where the real technology is at, not you. You don't have anything that matches our tech in any way whatsoever, and never did. That's why people always continue to buy my stuff over your stuff due to the fact that we have more demonstrations. If you were anything like us, you would be to complete the many match or better demonstrations, anything that we do. Any environment that I walk in, we don't turn it into a cave. It would drive me nuts to be in an environment that dark. Here we go again. Another P2 projector in the dark again. See the lights behind the back of the speakers and stuff? Let me see. It's a great investment for $3,000. They literally right here what he says. He paid $3,000 for this projector. $3,000. Optima P2 projector is a great investment for $3,000, and yet we're over here and we paid 50 bucks. $3,000, and he can't use that in a fully lit environment. Can't read the contrast of the projector came with. And he had to turn around and he had to calibrate a projector that has 1.7 billion colors on it. And look at the environment. Look how dark this environment is. See those Christmas tree lights? The lights you got splashed around the environment to try to give you the effect. That pot is definitely coming up gray. Yeah. So anybody is using an ultra short projector on a gray screen, it ain't happening, Jack. Where am I on my other one here? Yeah, we're here.
Welcome to ILEG Premium. If you're captivated by what you see,
Yeah.
make sure to subscribe. And
$3 grand for a projector that can't read in a fully lit environment. It's dark in this environment. Now, Jamie, I know you're going to sit there and say if you watch this video later on, or you're watching it now, I don't know. But I know you're going to say, well, I'm in a fully lit environment. No, buddy, this has a halo system behind the back of the screen. My environment alone in here is brighter than your apartment. You're trying to say that your apartment looks like this? Like if you're saying your apartment is this bright. It's not. I can take this projector back to me. There you are. You're back. And bring you back into the CPR. Yeah, you're back. There you go. So you're saying that you're using the same amount of lighting I am. Do me a favor. Take that projector and stick it outside at 12 o'clock in the afternoon like I just did. See if your screen picks up. It doesn't. None of your stuff did. We tested all your stuff. None of your stuff works. So again, no. That's a waste of money. He spent $3 grand for that projector, and he can't even fully use that thing correctly. Contrast doesn't work. The color doesn't work. And if you saw the demonstration, whoa. Look, we got to do this. We got to do this. We got to. He made this statement. $3,000 worth it. Let's see if it's worth it. Let's see if it's worth it. We got to go to the blacklist. Let's see if it's worth it. We got to cook you a little bit here. We're going to cook you a little bit, Crow. You're about to get cooked. Anybody got barbecue sauce? Anybody got barbecue sauce? He's about to get his goose cooked or crow cooked. Let's go to the blacklist. He spent $3 grand for this projector. This is what I mean at the end of the day, that he doesn't know what he's doing. Is it worth $3 grand? It's worth $3 grand if you're using it on our technology. It's not worth $3 grand if you're using it on his product. You want to know why? I'll show you why. So, if you haven't seen this demonstration already, this is a network grade 773 demonstration versus his product. He did the demonstration himself. He's in the video showing him doing the demonstration. Wait, that's what we did right there. I went to one basic. We have it right up close and personal. We have it right there. All right. Now, is it worth it? You tell me. Is it worth it? So this little square in the middle, that's house paint. The other screen around it, this right here, is on his paint. This is the Cinemax mix. He spent $3 grand for a projector that ended up matching house paint on his own product. There he is. Now, you just made a statement. Let's pause right here. And you made a statement here where you told your customers the Optima P2 projector is a great investment for $3,000. You spent $3 grand for a projector that house paint next to your mix at the end of the day matches the same thing. Aren't you supposed to be adding some enhancements to that projector? Like if I take this projector here and I stick it next to black paint, right? Our technology shows that the black paint doesn't register on this projector. If I stick it next to a white screen, our screen can pull better color, better contrast next to a piece of white paper compared to this projector. If I put it on gray screen paint, we can blend it to your white levels, pick up better color, heck, even watch your screen out in the dark with a cell phone light. On top of that, pick up a contrast level you can't even read at 1,000 to 1 contrast. So how in the world would you get a 2 million to 1 contrast to pick up on your projector on a gray screen when we couldn't get the register at 1,000? So 3,000 is not a good investment on a gray screen. And if he sits there and says, oh, but my Cinemax is absolutely amazing, we'll show you why it's not absolutely amazing. Because on the blacklist, this is your video. This is not a video that we made. This is a video that you made. This is why it has such an impact. Because it shows Fernando right there, bearing receipts, painting the product in, showing the container, and matching the product. And let's keep in mind, he said it's worth $3,000, but he has a 2 million to 1 contrast and his screen turned gray, not black. Because even the Quantum can read that, of course, because Quantum is black technology. So let's watch a little bit of this real quick. It's only a 2-hour video demonstration anyway. Now, Jamie has left the room because he is now frustrated, but there's his receipt right there. Can't get mad about that, buddy. That's your receipt. You did the video. Why in the world? He got really hostile toward me when I showed up this video. You made it. What are you mad about? This is something you're trying to hide. So that's some bind to paint at $29.99 with a discount of $1.50. That's some paint the surface in. And there it is right there. And let's see what the reaction is going to be. Now he's using that projector in this demonstration. Yep, because there it is right there in the video. There's the projector. You can see it right there. That's a P2. So that's a P2 on your screen right here. I bet you in that video you talk about how that projector is worth an investment on your screen paint. Let's see if it's worth that investment on your screen paint. Right here you can see that the screen's coming up gray. So that 2:1 contrast ain't working. That's gone, so that's not working. All right, let's keep moving. The OLED image, still not coming up in black with 2:1, so wasted money. And here is the crushing below part right here. The actual blend in. Bam! This is where people turn to you and go, oh, what happened there? I thought it was supposed to be different. It looks exactly the same. I don't see a difference there. And on top of it, the color's washed out. Like you wouldn't believe how badly it's washed out. It is so super washed out, it's not even funny. That's absolutely horrible. The color is not supposed to look that way. It's too washed out. Man, if you bought fruit that, or whatever that is, or hors d'oeuvres, or that is appetizer, look like that, it is time to go take that back to the chef. Because that's not looking too appetizing. You're on this side, you're on this side, yeah. LG OLED demonstrations. Man, our screen is burst on this baby. See, the background comes up in black, that invisible black technology. Yeah. Oh, man. I want to play this so bad. It looks to my hope. Just got to come here for just a minute. I got to check this out. Everything we do is flawless. Look how beautiful that looks. I'm going to come out there. I'm going to take out my containers. Oh. Man, I like to keep containers in there. I like to show the screen is transparent. Because we get all the time, it's a transparent. It's transparent. You can see the lights pushing right through the screen. Sometimes they're just taking the lights for being on the screen. I'm going to keep that one. There we go. We'll keep that one in there. But I still like to show my screen is transparent. Ugh. Jamie's in the room, I tell you right now. Sit down for this one. It's going to blow your socks off. Mind you, again, unlike your screen, you have lights splatter behind the back of the screen. Our lights are actually in the screen. And our lights are much more stronger than yours. As you can see, much more high powered. Yours look like roughly, if you're going to do by K, you look like roughly maybe about 1,000. That's pretty much basic about it. I say roughly 1,000. We're at 6,000. And because there's two sets of these in here, we're at 12. Including the light we have in the environment, which is outstanding. The Kula wins flawless victory. Now, remember you went on about those up close, the beads and more and all that stuff? Yeah, we're doing this at 720p, buddy. You want to zoom up on it. Just do his thing. It's zoom up. I don't want to zoom up because we take away too much of our screen today. I'm going to show off my lights. Got my lights in there, baby. Boom! There we go. I like it that way. See all the lights popping up. See how bright and vivid the fruit is. We're going to go back to the video in some minutes.
I just don't like your demonstrations, man. Your demonstrations, you do a poor job, a very poor job. You do what you call less than minimum on your product. And that's why your product suffered, because you do less than minimum. You don't do a good job at all, period. Less than minimum. Can't do that. Got to make a product that looks absolutely magnificent. Do you see how magnificent my product looks? Look, you can even see the individual hair on the cat's head. Kaboom! At wxga. And consider the fact all the lighting I have on top of my screen. And we're in eco mode. And eco mode in the dark doesn't count. Please stop doing those. I got people do eco mode in the dark. Like, look, we got eco mode on. Background comes in black. Always in black. Sheesh, that looks hot on our screen. Oh, wait a minute, where's my LG demonstrations? LG OLED demonstrations. Oh, man. I want to do these demonstrations so bad. Oh, better yet, what I put down. LG food demonstration 4K. Because we'll be there all day long trying to find. LG's got a lot of them. Here we go. We got one right here. Is this the one? This one's the peppers. Where's one? Where's one we saw? Man, that looks amazing. Amazing. There we go. Found it. Yeah. The colors are way off. Colors are off. See how green that's supposed to be? Whatever that hors d'oeuvre, whatever that treat's supposed to be, it's supposed to be green. That's supposed to be orange. You can't pick it up because the gray screen can't read color correctly. The balance is off. That's why you got to calibrate them. You see the color of the plate that they use? It's red. It's not orange. His came up orange. Ours came up red. Let's do this side by side like this. This is better. There we go. Tighten my stand up here a little bit. There we go. So we do a side by side. So you're coming up orange on a projector that has a 1.7 billion colors on it. And you're coming up orange. Is it worth it? It's not worth it, especially if you're matching house paint. It's definitely not worth it. See the color of the green I have here? See the color you have the green? His screen is washed out. See our green versus his green? His green is completely washed out because that's what happens. It can't read color. It comes out washed out. There's multiple shades of green going on. As you can see, you have a lighter top green, which is kind of like a little bit of the yellowish green for the top for the flowers, and you have a deeper green, which is down at the bottom. He can't read it. He's not picking it up. Green's washed out again. Told you. Every time he displays an image on that screen, we can see where it's washed out. Gray screens can't read color. I can take your screen in the dark, in your environment, take a cell phone and run it right down the side of it, and the color will wash right out of it. It does not work. So, was it worth basically for anyone to buy this projector on the gray screen? No, not at all. Not the freak at all.
See where that's supposed to be red? That's actually literally supposed to be red. You're colorblind. That's supposed to be red. You know what type of plant that is? Those plants aren't that color. They're red. That's what they are. He thinks right there in the video, he really thinks that's an excellent image. That image is pitiful. And then I'm not saying at the end of the day because you're a jerk, because you are a jerk 100%. But no, I'm telling you from a point of view, on a professional level, because I'm more professional than you are, Mr. Fernando. I got more credits to me than you at the end of the day. I've been here longer than you have. I've done more stuff than you have at the end of the day. I have, like I said, far more customers, far more demonstrations, far more success rating than you ever had. So basically, when I tell you, I'm not saying this in a way where basically because you do dumb stuff. Dumb stuff is for the courts. That's what it's for. No, by honest point of view, your colors aren't there for a projector of that capability of power. You don't have it. We're at 720p and we're reading better than your screen. And I've tested your product. I've had your stuff down there. I paid for your stuff. You've never paid for my stuff. The only thing you paid for was a 2.0 and that's it. You don't touch none of the black paint. You claim you got them from other people. But don't worry, when we go to court, we'll get all that sorted out. But anyway, until then, your colors aren't there. That's why your customers are all sitting in the dark, and most of them, the screens don't even work. They open up 2 windows and the screen disappears, especially the guy sitting up on the roof. Dusk, you couldn't pull a screen up in dusk? Or you, dust, what you mean that time? It's dust between K and I and whatever. But you couldn't pull a screen up? Your bars, cinema bars were coming up gray on Batman. And he considers that to be an improvement. You're colorblind. You had your eyes checked. That is supposed to be red, not whatever the color this is. Oh, mercy. The skin tones are off. Told you. Skin tones are completely off. A 4K projector on that paint is a waste of money. It's an absolute waste. Let's keep going. That's supposed to be red, of course. Color's off again. Okay, question. If he's a person that says my color is correct, if your color is correct, why would you suggest the church to calibrate the machines? And because the image would look better once we calibrate. You said that. Everybody heard you say it. So why would you tell them that if your screen paint had correct color? So that means if you have to calibrate their screen to make it look better, that means you had to calibrate yours at 1.7 billion colors. So that means you knew in the video when you told the guy in the church, when you said that it'll look better once we calibrate it, and you wasn't even in a fully lit environment, it was still in the dark. So that means that even you saw it in the day that your screen was lacking in its color balance. That's why you suggest to the preacher, who basically was pacing back and forth because he saw that there was really no difference in your product and that white screen because they're both in the dark. That's why you came up and said that. Come on, man. Your stuff don't work. It's so washed out. Let me see right here. That's why, oh, this is going to be, this is going to hurt him badly. This is why your customers that were out there making those statements aren't making them anymore. Because he matched the house paint. So which one of Crow's friends going to pop on and go, oh yeah, I bought the paint, it's absolutely amazing? Man, you'd be laughed off of YouTube. Because everybody we're watching it right now, match house paint. And the colors are actually awful for a projector that caliber. So no one's going to go up there. I think right near the end when his website was going down, people were pulling their videos. He had a lot of blank videos popping up. Look, people are embarrassed. You think that guy whose screen washed out is going to come up there and go, wow, it's the best screen print I've ever had in my entire life. I cannot see the picture. It is so washed out, I can barely see it. And I spent all this money for this 4K projector, and I can't read it. No one's going to say that. That screen's washed out. This is going to be embarrassing. The peppers. Let's show you how bad the peppers were washed out.
That's how badly the peppers were. Its screen has a rough time. Reds, greens, purples, blues have horrible transactions on gray screens. Not Mr. Fernando. I'm pretty sure you're crying over there right now, screaming and yelling. This is what we do. Instead of you doing any more stuff to incriminate yourself to get thrown deeper into a jail cell, how about we do this? We'll go to court over this right here. I'll send you a document saying that your product will not match a house paint, and you're willing to back that up in court. You don't have any money because we're done with you. We're going to take everything from you. It'll be your time. I'll just add additional time on top of the time you're already serving. So how about that? Because this will be consumer fraud if you mess up on this. You willing to walk into a courtroom? Or he won't go in he can't go in a courtroom anyway. He's not documented. I hate to say the truth, he's not documented. He can't walk into a courtroom. How the freak is that even going to work? Well, no, the control note's got to take care of that. Because we can't take him into a... How's he going to walk in there? You know you got to show ID to walk through one of those units, right? You ever been to court before? I have. I've been to court. I'd sue a few people for doing dumb stuff. Before I can walk through that freaking metal detector, I got to pull ID out and show who I am and all that stuff. And I got to empty my pockets, throw everything in that big old bucket and go through. They want state official ID. Not identity ID, like, you get identification and a check cashers or whatever. No, they want state ID. If we can walk through one of those things. Well, let's test that theory out. You know what? I'm not even going to bother basically sending you down a contract. It's a waste of time. I'm just going to take you to court on this. That's what I'll do. So, come Monday morning, I'm going to go in. I know where you live at. I'm going to file a lawsuit against you. Because this is consumer fraud. Your stuff is definitely not doing this at the end of the day. It's coming up. And the fact that you're still advertising this paint, knowing your stuff already match house paint already, you're still trying to sell it somehow. I don't know how he's doing, maybe he's doing little invoices or whatever he's trying to do, but you're still showing that you're still committing fraud. So let's get you into a courtroom. Let's see if you're past those detectors. Jeez, that's horrible. Look how badly that is. And meanwhile, we still can't find a P2 in a contrast demonstration. All right, let's keep going. We'll find something. We got to find something here. But you making that statement, is it worthy to buy that projector? Not on your screen paint, it ain't. Your stuff is awful. Look at that. And he literally thought that was red. You remind me of? You remind me of Kramer. Kramer when he's on the Red Planet, where basically at Kenny's Fried Chicken was shooting all that red light in there from the rooster. Why would he have a rooster out there? He said chicken or chicken. The chicken, and he came into Jerry's place to get some cereal, and he put tomato juice inside of his cereal, and Jerry said, "What are you doing? It's tomato juice. That looks like milk to me. My rods and cones are all screwed up." Your rods and cones are all screwed up. I don't know how you can look at that on a projector with that capability and think that is freaking red at the end of the day. It's not even green. And that you match the house paint. I don't know what's worse, the fact that you match the house paint or the cardboard box matched your screen. I don't know which one's worse. Gee whiz Louise. Not worth $3,000 spending for this. You just get a knockoff projector. That's what people should do on that paint. You shouldn't buy it, period. Oh, we got to look at the peppers. What did the peppers look like versus ours? We got to do the peppers. He's in the dark the entire time on this thing. You know that, right? Oh, contrast came up poor. Look at the black levels in the background. Look how bad they came up. Does he have the peppers on here? There's our peppers. Peter Pecker picked the pepper. Peter Pecker picked. I can't do that for Jack. Blues didn't come up. Oh, that's awful. That's supposed to be cherry pie. That's supposed to be red. That's lobster. How do we...
That's lobster. How in the world does this lobster come up? It's like it's orange. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, he'll be over there ranting. Just go to his channel. He'll be over there crying and ranting and posting pictures and whatever dumb nonsense. Doesn't make a difference to me. You can post all you want. That don't mean nothing to me at the end of the day. You got to go to court for all that. Everything you post, Mr. Fernando, mind you, we got a control number on you. So that control number we have over here on you, that docket that sits on the control number, all I got to do is walk it over to Allentown. Your document's right there. Your freaking charges. All I got to do is just load up whatever we got. They send me pictures over. We load up the pictures. They scan them into the system. So you know that. So immigration on this side for violation, for which stuff you committed, they see it. So that means more time you're going to spend. I think he got, like I said, this guy's entertained in the day. I think he thought he was going to be able to cross over. You're not crossing back over there. There's no way in the world you can do that. It's virtually impossible. You got to go through a process. When they put you through the process, you have to make sure you don't have any outstanding criminal background or anything that's filed against you. And anything that we put in there in that post, they got to go through the whole process. I got to go into court for this money. I can't just put that stuff on there and they're going to contact me. They're going to have me come in there. I'm sitting there with these guys, and they're going to say, hey, Mr. Berg, what we need from you, we need to know that all the stuff you put in there, is it true? Because I signed a document saying it is true. And here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. This is the docket number. You can look it up. We filed a complaint against this guy. This is all the stuff he was doing when he was here. There you go. So every time you do something, we just take pictures of it, and we just go in and write it at the police station, and the docket number goes over to them. It updates, so they'll put it in their file. And you can do all you want in the day. You still got to answer for it. So, yeah. Just how he's going to rant. He rants by doing stuff like that. It doesn't bother me at all, because you're just basically digging bigger holes for yourself. So, but, you know, that's all you got. That's all you can do is post pictures. You can't back up your product. And your product does not work. It's house paint. You can very clearly see it's matching house paint. On every level, you can see it. It's matching house paint. And if the videos were, like I said, if your product did beat the house paint, then why didn't you post them directly onto your website like we do ours? Oh, it's so washed out. It looks so bad. Man, I feel sorry for his customers. Y'all got just horrible. Y'all bought nothing more than everyday gray house paint. That's what y'all bought. Even his blues are off. Do you see the multiple shades of blue that is showing? There's multiple shades. There's light blue, and there's different shades of blue. He's reading all one blue. Even the reds here are not the same like the reds we have there. Well, I'm not going to find any P2 projector. Oh, my goodness. I know he butchered that. He butchered the daylights out of that. I bet you he butchered it. I bet you it came off looking like it was like kind of a grayish look to it. Gee whiz Louise. No, it's not worth getting a 4K projector if you're using it on this stuff. But yeah, he'll get mad. He's going to rant on his channel. That's what he usually does. Gets mad, says rant, posts his pictures, screaming, yelling, stuff like that. You know, usual stuff. That's what he does. See, that's all washed out. That's not even the right color. That's supposed to be red, by the way. Look, Fernando, here's the thing. You can do all the screaming and yelling on your channel. At the end of the day, you're still going to show up in a courtroom with me. Do you understand that part? You can't get around a control number. That number that's in that file, what I just filed against you, you can't get around those at all, period. As soon as that thing hits an agent's desk, you're going to have some visitors. They're going to put you in a holding unit, and while you're in that holding unit, what's going to happen is they're going to basically go through those documents that we put in there, and if you committed any crimes over here in the United States, you're going to have to serve that time. So me and you are going to meet sooner or later in the courtroom. And there's no way out of this one. So you can go scream racist all you want. Oh, he's racist because he got me. You're not getting deported. That's the part you're not clicking in your head. You're not getting deported. You're staying here. Your charges are way too heavy for them to let you go. You got serious government violations that you committed here in the United States. You're not going anywhere. You're going to stay here. And do whatever time they got to give you, and if there's anything left of your life, then they'll let you go. But looking on the stuff you got coming at you, that's not going to happen. You would wish you were getting deported. You're not getting that. So you got it wrong when you said, I'm trying to deport you. You're not getting deported. You're going to stay here and do that time. And when they get word of the copyrights, because we still got to contact them to give them the docket numbers for the copyright violations, and basically give them the information on the process server and his name, his address, and all that stuff. But send it over to him to show that it got so bad that we literally got a process server to go to his front door. Because you can sit there and say, well, there's no proof that I committed this crime. And they'll sit there and say, well, that's why the process server was there. Because there was proof. That's why the process server was there. To serve you to go to court. Because there was enough proof for you to go to court. Which means there was enough evidence to convict you. Yeah, you didn't think about that, did you, buddy boy? So that means at the end of the day, that's why we went in and we filed with federal court. Because that means in federal court, we had to give them that case number to them, that we're filing in federal court, and we're filing a lawsuit against you. On top of that, that'll give you another 80 years. Copyrights in federal court. We're told to go ahead and file and everything. So we're good. We'll all see you in court. You can do all your chattering, screaming, yelling, fitting, whatever you do on your channel. I don't know what he does. At the end of the day, we'll see you in court. Only difference between me and you is I got all my stuff and I got my freedom. You will not have that when we get done with you. So that's what he said. He gets mad when I do these demonstrations. It's your demonstration. You made it. What do you get mad about? He'll be over there ranting like on the way. Look, man, at the end of the day, I'll still see you in court. Doesn't make a difference. You can make messages from sun up to sundown. You can scream, rant, call me. I'm still going to see you in court. It's not going to change anything. You can send email messages, crying and whining. I'll never go to court. Well, I'll make sure I'll email that and send all that to them, because they can trace your emails. That you're telling us that you're not going to court. You're going to court, Fernando. There's nowhere around this. You will be in court, and I'll be right there to watch you burn. And nothing you can do about it. Now let's look at this. Look at that. I told you it was going to come out looking nasty. Look at that. And he advises people to go buy that projector. And that's how nasty the image is going to look on this paint. You do know that that's kind of a yellowish color. You don't have it there. And look at the color of the cranberries. And it's cranberries what they have on there. Look at the difference in the color. Look how bad it looks on his screen. He tried to put a light. He put a light here to try to wash out this screen. Well, you got to cheat on network grade 773. That is bad. Oh my goodness. That's it, my dude. You're not my dude, but at the end of the day, man, it's just, man, this is a nightmare. And you're still trying to push off that paint? I've seen a couple of videos pop up on my feed of him basically saying that it's the greatest screen paint ever. Does that look like the greatest screen paint ever? Well, if that's the greatest screen paint ever, where's your website? If you made another website, it would pull. Certain keywords would pull just about anything. You don't have another website. You shut it down. You can't get another website. Okay. Well, that being said, I like to back up things when I say it, because again, at the end of the day, I don't like to say anything unless it's true, because you can get in a lot of trouble for that.
So if he sat there and said the Optimum P2 Ultra Short Throw Projector is a great investment for $3,000, we're here to tell you no, it is not if you're using it on his screen paint. If you're using it on ours, it's a fantastic investment. If you're using it on his, it's a horrible investment, as you can see. Bam! I had that in there because people ask me all the time when they're getting videos, like, who the freak is this guy at the end of the day? And what are you talking about? So that's why I explained in the video. Other people come in and watch these videos besides the people that are in here right now. So when I broadcast these videos everywhere, they always come and say, who is this Jamie guy? And it's always this joker. Look him up on the blacklist. And they go to the blacklist, wow, that guy's got issues. Yeah, because you're on the blacklist matching house paint, every other crime you can commit at the end of the day. Even stealing Google images. Mind you, he had that projector and he stole Google images to try to make his screen paint look better. Apparently that projector ain't doing it for you. Go to Blacklist and check that out. Oh yeah, hold on for a minute. Let me go back to that. Go back to that for a minute.
Your father knows about saving.
Okay.
Everything I'm wearing, I've had since boot camp.
And I just saved on my car.
That screen is transparent and it picks it up better than your screen. Yeah. Can't even pick that up right. All right, let's keep finding this P2 projector, fully lit environment, contrast levels. That's what we're looking for. Anyone that's got the P2 fully lit contrast levels, show me what that 2 million does. Ugh. P2, get ready for trouble, stuck pixels. Oh, well, that ain't good. Same guy in the dark. Jamie again in the dark again, in the dark. Look, he's changing his whatchamacallit to be us. I told you he wants to be me. Jamie is obsessed with our company. He's obsessed with me. And if you look at it, we don't change our channel to Crow or none of that stuff. We don't do that. Because again, why would I change my name to a channel that, again, at the end of the day, has a real bad reputation of making very bad products? That tells you for a company that we're supposed to be all these bad things, he wants to be us so badly. So I see him changing his name to be us. By the way, it's not infusions, it's infusion. Why is there an S there? Gee whiz, that's almost as worse as the, what was it, the Alpha. He named it under the car, Alpha Romeo, not freaking Alpha as in Alpha in the Roman numbers. This guy is not all there. Yeah. Anyway, what do you have here? Dark environment, as always. Always a dark environment with this guy. He never does anything in fully lit environments. Let me see. Anybody else got this projector? That's us right there with the Optima GT 5600, I think. In the dark again. That's Fernando. Dark environment again. Told you. I think the guy's a vampire. Let's go over here again. In the dark again. That's the Nebula. Oh, my goodness. What a waste of money on that thing. He doesn't operate it right. Let's see. Outer space screensavers. He's in the dark. We are in a fully lit environment with the halo system around it.
Waste of money on that projector, on that paint. Because again, like I said, he's stuck in a dark environment 24/7 with that stuff. His contrast levels are failing. That requires contrast. So far what I've seen with the P2, not impressed. Not impressed with people having in dark environments. Someone's got to show me what that thing is designed to do. Here we are on gaming. Please tell me we're not sitting in the dark. Oh yeah, we're sitting in the dark. Gee whiz, Louise, contrast is off. That's awful. You see the difference between my color here and the color reading here? Got a nice setup and all. And watch the lights go out and they get darker. Watch this. Told you. Because the color is fading. So to improve the color level on that projector, you have to turn the lights out. Now, is there anything wrong with the P2 projector? No. Excellent piece of machinery. Sad part about it is it's on crappy screens. That's why. So again, if this thing's going to replace a TV, you can't even replace my monitor. Because my monitor can operate in this environment. Told you got to turn the lights out. Spider-Man game trailer. You know what gaming looks like on this thing. Not too much. Really? We have our lights on with the halo system. And that poor guy at the end of the day, feel sad for him, but he can't even be operating in a fully lit environment when we can. Because his colors are washing out, that's why. Here's the skin tones. Everything comes up realistic. There you go. I could download that right now and play it. Because I have it on my PC. I had a 1050 graphic card. Yeah. So what I'm seeing right now with the P2, I'm not seeing people in fully lit environments. I'm not seeing the contrast levels because no one's showing me ultra black contrast levels. I'm not seeing it. Everybody shows up to this projectors in a dark environment. Tomorrow I'll be swapping out for my transparent black. Now, that stuff right there is insane because it reads the Infinity 2 level. Mind you, we got 6 of these screens already engineered and ready to go. A 7 one coming pretty soon. And this is the AdTech, which are documented of the AdTech pulling at 50 lumens, which means that would make that an extremely high powered gain. That's why I said I don't understand how people got the nerve to sit there and say that you're competing with our technology and you're stuck in these dark environments. I come on camera and I make this statement all the time. Now you just watch me go through YouTube, try to find anyone that's matching our demonstrations. You can't find anybody. Everybody's got lights, screens blocking windows, and little lights peppered out in the environment. Just like I said. How many people did you see on there with a 12K halo system inside the screen? Nobody. Anybody using our lighting environment? Nobody. All those expensive machines, and not one of them can read a contrast level correctly. They got to turn out the lights to try to pick up a decent contrast level. Colors are washed out. Even that one at the end of the day. His videos on the P2 are basically pitiful. In the dark, every single one of them in these dark environments with these Christmas tree lights splashed around the environment to try to give off the illusion that the screen's well lit. And they had a nerve to say, is a projector worth your time? And you're in there matching house paint with the messy paint you made. That stuff can't read a contrast. $3,000 worth my $50 projector we have over here. Yeah, it's a lot of money wasted. Not worth it. It's not just his screen at the end of the day. It really isn't. It's any gray screen that you use any projector on, it's not going to work. Any white screen you use a projector on, not going to work. And if you think upgrading your projector to a gray screen is going to fix it, it's not. So this is what you do. Do your research. You take my video here or any one of my videos, and you go find how many people are matching us. Whether it be influencer, YouTuber, or whoever it is in the day. See if they're matching my stuff. As for all that zooming in to say, hey, look, I pick up these little tiny speckles of water. We do the same thing over here at 720p at a wxga projector that costs $50. And the background we have on ours is black. Same thing. Just zoom up on the screen. Look at the detail you're paying. Look at the quality. What quality? You can't even see red correctly on that screen. Yellow doesn't come up correctly. Green doesn't register. And if you notice in the demonstration right here, you're seeing red, green, and yellow, and then solid black. Y'all pick up gray, washed out red. I don't know what the freak green color is supposed to be. And yellow, we don't even know what that stuff comes up as. You don't pull that color. Then I see people taking these projectors and they're putting them next to black TVs, like, oh, we do the same thing. Another guy's got a freaking TV, a projector in a dark environment, trying to say it does the same thing as a TV, but you're sitting in the dark. Oh, go ahead and lie to yourself all day. Knock yourself out. We can see it. Hey, Jamie, look at all that right there. See that? $50 projector. That's why he's ranting and telling people not to buy 720p machines. It's a waste of people's money. You need to buy a high-end projector. Yeah, for your stuff, you're going to need it. Because your stuff doesn't even work. And if you do buy the high-end projector, it still doesn't work. You have yet. I've asked this guy so many times to show me a demonstration on that projector in a fully lit environment, showing contrast only, with the lights on. I want that area to be so well lit that them lights you got in the back cancel out. Like these LED lights I got wrapped around my screen here, they don't even work. They should be splashing against that wall right there, right? They don't work. Unless they're underneath something, that's the only way they can fire off. But up here, they don't read jack. Unless I turn my lights out. So do it in a fully lit environment. When I send over that paint to you, I'm gonna write down instructions. Big writing, you can't miss it. I'm gonna just print out in large writing. Do demonstrations on grade paint, fully lit environment, one demonstration. That's all you have to do. Contrast only. Show me what 2 million to 1, what you paid for on 2 million to 1 on your projector. I'm gonna make it the brightest yellow paper I can find so everybody can see it on camera. I'll show and pack it to you when I put it in the box. Stop skipping and doing these fake demonstrations. I want to see fully lit environment. So much that those lights behind your screen cancel out, and keep them on too. The reason I want you to keep them on, because you'll turn them off and say the area's well lit when it's dark. No, keep those lights on. I want to see those lights cancel out. Because I've been asking about this for the longest time. He just hasn't been doing it. So now we're going to send up all the grade paint we want him to do. We're going to do all of it. Any of those boxes come back, that large box comes back with your paint in it, comes back to us, you're in a lot of trouble, buddy. If you think they send it back to us, that's basically, no, buddy. You're being charged on consumer fraud that you basically sold a product to your customers and it was basic house paint. And you knew, that's the thing about it, you knew it was matching house paint and you still continue to sell it. That's what we got them on. So if your stuff is tested, like you said, it's the best of the best. You should have no problem doing the test. Oh, I rhymed right there, didn't I? He said it was the best of the best. Yes, we should have no problem doing the test. All right, man, you got a lot of work to do, man. So you got a lot of free time on your hands and let you catch up to everything you're about to do. All the stuff we asked you to do. The apple bottom, I got 2 different paints in there for you to put against your product. And as for those darker mixes you got, I got something for that too. I got some gray bullseye primer. I'm sending it up to you. And if you do a good job on this, until you get to court, I'll send you up a box every month. I got so much paint I want you to test out, so many fabrics I want you to put against your product. So if you thought that nightmare you had at the end of the day being caught in with that slasher hoodie on, which is a good hoodie by the way, but that's when you got caught on the slasher hoodie, you're going to do every single one of those demonstrations live every single month until you get to court. Because I'm going to keep pumping as we send them to you. And if you sit there and say at the end of the day, I can't send packages, I'm sending them addressed to your company. Did you dissolve your LLC? You can't dissolve your LLC. It's still active because you have documents missing. So since your principal address is showing that apartment, that's what I'm sending it to. Send it to your business. So good luck on that one. So what are you going to do? You can call the police and say, he's sending packages to paint and I don't want to do the demonstrations. At the end of the day, you've got crimes against you. You're not getting out of this, Fernando. You're going to do those tests. You did the network grade one time and that was it. No, you have to do all your products. We want to see all of them. All the tests. If I do, you got to be this match as many black on black tests that I have. So I got to send you a lot of paint. I got so much stuff for you to test out, man. So much stuff for you to test out. Now, chances are we'll probably get the packages back. Most likely. And I'll tell you why we get the packages back on that black, on the gray paints. Probably black paint too. The reason why is because when he matched the network grade 773, that's when we came up with the slip silver micro blend. I said on camera that there's no way in the world he's ever going to be caught on a live stream with a gray paint because he couldn't get out of that stream. He was stuck in that stream. He tried to knock over the camera. He tried to fit on with the camera, blocking. He tried everything he can to try to disrupt and get out of that video. Because everybody was like, wow, looking at him was like watching a rat trying to escape a sinking ship. He just did everything he could. Waved his hand in front of the camera, all kinds of stuff to try to make it look like, you know, the block as much as he possibly could. But the damage was already there. He knew it. So he doesn't want to ever get on a live stream ever again and be faced with that kind of consequences again. That's why we suggest for him to do the microblend slip silver. He never did it. He fought it tooth and nail, which proved my theory. Can't get him on live with a great paint because he didn't want to go through that again. But I'm sending you a package every month. So we'll have a track record of you sending these packages back to us and not doing these tests that we requested from you, proving your product is nothing more than house paint, and that means that you're getting sued for consumer fraud. When you're being fined, we can't sue you because you ain't done anything to me, but we can fine you. So going on YouTube, making false accusations that your stuff's not matching house paint. Are we? Yeah, we're doing that right there again. So that's what that comes down to. I gotta go leave anyway. I got something I gotta do. Anyway, that being said, ta-da, see if we're good. There we go, we're good. All right, here we go. Hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. We got so much for him to do. Every month we are going to send him a care package for his company. Even though he said his company doesn't exist anymore, technically it does. LLC is still active. So basically it is. He never dissolved it. He can't dissolve it, so whatever. And he's still advertising on his YouTube channel about this paint. So again, you can do the testing for us. I look forward to you doing the testing on my product. Can't wait for that. And so my other friends can't wait to see that one too. And mind you, Mr. Fernando, these friends I have that are going to be watching this, these are friends that have connections with courts, if you know what I mean, in a nicer way of putting it. So they'll be bearing witness to everything. So, giddy up and get it done. Next time you want to do a fake demonstration against someone's product, you think about it a little bit more carefully. Okay, I got to get out of here. That's something I'm supposed to go do. Got to go, and God bless.